Hey, we're live, guys. We're live. I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today my special guest is the young entrepreneur. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing really great. Just finished. I just got back checking some of my vending machines. Actually, I was
Yeah.
afraid I wasn't gonna make it back in time, to be honest, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
did. So,
Awesome. So, how was your vacation, man?
oh, it was good. It's funny because when you first messaged me, I was on vacation, and just the other day when you messaged me, I went on another vacation. So I just got
Wow.
back the other day. So, yeah.
Well, I know it's a rough life going on vacation, man. So, if you guys don't know, I am a subscriber of our guest here today. His name is the Young Entrepreneur. So, go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience, so in case they don't know who you are.
For sure. So I go by the young entrepreneur on YouTube. I make a lot of different types of side hustle content. That's currently what I'm making. Kind of similar to like Ray as the entrepreneur, but I have my own twist on things. But that's just really what I do.
Yeah, awesome. So tell people where you're from. So you're 20 years old. You're an entrepreneur, and you quit your full time job to be an entrepreneur, and you
Right.
you live in Texas. So what is it? Is it
San
San
Antonio.
Antonio? San
Yeah.
Antonio. So you're a 20-year-old kid. You live in San Antonio, and you're a full time YouTuber slash content creator slash entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, that's it. You nailed it. Yeah, I quit back in December. I quit my full-time job and I've been doing it ever since and it's been crazy. It
Man,
has
so
been crazy.
I can tell, man. Yeah, I saw your YouTube video you posted the other day about your drop shipping video, and I was like, man, a hard life. He's on vacation shooting YouTube videos, right?
Yep. That's great,
So
man.
yeah, so let me say hey to the people in the chat. We have Kelly Reseller Louise. He says, hey Jeff, and the young entrepreneur. So hey man, we kind of want to get into your story, man, because you're a young kid. You're 20 years old, and you went to the point where you had a full time job, you were working, and you were able to go from leaving your full time job, and now you have vending machines, you have other side hustles you do, and now you're a full time content creator. So can you talk a little bit about your backstory of how you got from where you were? Let's say you graduated high school, and I'm sure your parents were like, go to college and get a job, and and all that. So talk to me about your story about what happened with you. So first of all, I want to tell you guys the backstory of how we met. Well, I'm actually friends with Reyes the Entrepreneur, and I think one day you were, I don't know if you were featured on Reyes the Entrepreneur's channel, or you were he gave you a shout out or something. But that's how we met, is through Reyes the Entrepreneur. So you want to talk a little bit about that, how you met Reyes, or how you guys became friends, and then you could talk about your journey.
Okay. Um, so I met Reyes just simply through Instagram DMs, just chatting with
Yeah,
him. And then one day he had promoted on his Instagram that he was doing like collaborations and stuff. So I just signed up to do that, and I was actually probably one of his first like virtual collaborations. So we did something on my channel, and we've done, I don't know, we've probably done like 3 or 4 videos together virtually like this, and
yeah.
that's just simply how I met him. Just shooting a direct message on Instagram. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people that are actually really easy to contact on Instagram. Believe it or not, you would think they wouldn't get back to you, but sometimes they reply.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I did a couple collab videos with Reyes as well. So go ahead and talk about your story, because, like I said, you have some vending machine businesses now. You're a content creator. So go talk to me about how you started from zero, right? I'm assuming that you're living with your parents. You're, an 18-year-old kid. You graduated high school, and I'm sure your parents are like, now you need to get your butt up out of here. You need to go to college. You need to get a job. Like, talk to me about what happened when you graduated high school up until now, because you're a young kid. You're only 20 years old, and you're basically like a full-time entrepreneur. So go ahead and talk to me a little bit about your story now.
So I'm assuming you want me to start like with my first initial journey of entrepreneurship, like the start.
Yeah, or even before, like, let's say you graduated high school, and probably like you're like in most people's situation, and you're like, dude, I just graduated high school and I have no idea what I want to do. You're like, I don't know if I want to go to college. I don't know if I want to join the military. I don't know if I want to get a full-time job. Like, just talk to me about your story, about where you came from and your journey. Go ahead.
So growing up, I've been surrounded with a lot of my family members own and operate businesses. They own a lot of different restaurants. So as a kid, I used to actually work at my dad's restaurant. I was like in the second grade. All I would do is I'd wipe down tables and take the plates to the back. And Well, one day in freshman year of high school, I was thinking of a way to be able to generate more income. And one of the things that clicked in my head is that at my father's restaurant, he used to have a lot of other vendors place their candy machines in there. And I had thought, why don't I buy one of those and ask one of my uncles if I can place a machine in his business? And sooner or later, I ended up buying a single head gumball machine. I asked my uncle, and he said, "Yeah." So that's how I started my vending business. I started it back when I was like 15 years old. Um, and with the whole becoming a content creator, this is kind of something I've wanted to do for a very long time. Growing up with in this digital age, this is like considered to be a very popular type of career path per se for a lot of like people in my generation. So I've been making videos ever since I was in middle school. Now they weren't any good, but it took a while for me to finally actually click, and that wasn't until last year. Um,
Okay, awesome. Go ahead, continue.
So now with going back to vending, I slowly grew up my route to I want to say like 25 machines when it came around to high school time. And I was also balancing a full-time job at like a theme park. I was like a supervisor over there. And
Yeah.
that's what I had been doing for a long period of time, all the way up until let's see. All the way up until last year, back in March. They furloughed me because of the coronavirus. So I just ended up working with my stepdad, and he does construction. So I was doing that with him all the way up until December, where I finally quit my job. And during that time period, that's when last year when I was really growing on social media. I had the whole thing with my entrepreneurship YouTube channel, and then I actually started a TikTok account as a video series, trying to see how many followers I could get in the first month of trying to grow on TikTok. So I did it as
Uh-huh.
a video series back in June. I was thinking maybe I'll only get a couple thousand followers on TikTok, and then at the end of the first month, I was at like I want to say 30 or 40,000 followers. So then I just focused on that while focusing on my channel. And today I'm about to hit like 1.6 million followers on TikTok right now. So,
Awesome. So, explain to our audience if they've never been on TikTok like me. I'm not a TikToker, so to explain the whole platform, the way it works, and how you can go about because you can actually get monetized on TikTok as well as go on YouTube. So, if someone
right.
hasn't created any videos or hasn't started on that platform, I kind of elaborate how it works.
Um, so TikTok is very similar to like many other social media platforms. A lot of the content really revolves around trends if you want to go viral. So whatever's trending, you want to make that similar type of content. So like with TikTok, it's the way they've set it up is it's really addicting. You're just scrolling up and down to find a good video, and normally you see good videos all the time, and all you really need to do to be really successful on TikTok is find a few creators in your niche that you want to be like. So if you post entrepreneurship type videos, look at some of the biggest creators in your niche and kind of replicate their content but add your own twist to it. So don't necessarily copy it word for word because I mean that's not very original. Add your own twist and
Uh huh.
then make content like that, and you will eventually find success. I mean, a lot of it is just trends and modeling yourself after bigger creators.
Okay, cool. But I mean, is there a certain like on YouTube you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So
Oh, right.
like, what's the milestone that you need to hit in order to get monetized on TikTok? And is it worth it? Like, is the creator fund worth it when you have like you said 1 million subscribers on TikTok? How beneficial is that to you? Like on an average month or an average average week or average month, how much do you actually make in revenue? Do you mind sharing that with our audience?
Yeah, yeah. So, in order to start making money on TikTok, there's a lot of different ways. But for the creator fund, you need a minimum of 10,000 followers, and you need it was it was like I think 10,000 likes or something like that, or 100,000 likes within the past 30 days.
Uh
It's
huh.
actually really easy to hit. You could probably grind out on TikTok for like 2 weeks and you'll hit it. As for how the payouts and everything works, like how much you're actually going to make, everyone on TikTok makes pretty much the same thing per
Mhm.
1,000 views, but TikTok doesn't actually use that metric when it comes to paying you because the creator fund is basically a huge pile of money, which was given to TikTok by their investors. So they have a budget of around $1 billion for the next, I want to say it's 3 years, and they have money set aside for every single day. So let's say the budget for today was $1 million. So it goes off of however many people are in the creator fund, how well their videos did that day. So let's just say you got the best video for today. You get a bigger piece of that $1 million. And that's how they split it up. So technically, if there's a day where everyone does bad and you do really good, you're going to get a very large piece.
Okay.
So I hear a lot of people say all the time, you know, your CPM on average is around, you know, $1 to $3 per. Oh, my bad. Well, 1 to 3 cents per 1,000 views, and
Yeah.
that's roughly what it comes down to. But as more people get in it, that'll slowly deplete.
Okay. Now, do you mind sharing with our audience like what you make in an average month being a content creator?
Yeah. So in total with everything, I make roughly anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 roughly every single month. A lot of that is from TikTok. I get roughly about $1,500 to $7,500 dollars from TikTok every single month just from the creator fund alone. And then I have
Really?
other income streams like, you know, YouTube, affiliates, um, all sorts of different stuff. But
Okay, cool. So let me say hello to a few people in the chat. We have Jim's Closet. Jim's just stopped by, says good afternoon with like 3 exclamation marks. I wanted to say hey to the Philly Picker, and I wanted to say hey to Calorie Seller Louise. So Jim, our guest here today, he has a vending machine route. He has a business. He's a full-time content creator, and he went from able to quit his full-time job at a theme park in order to be a full-time entrepreneur. So I kind of wanted to pick his brain because I was telling him, you know, he's 20 years old. I just turned 37. When I was a youngster, when I was your age, we didn't have the same opportunities. I couldn't just be like, hey, I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber and a TikToker and a, you know, like that. That just the opportunities didn't exist back in, let's say, 1998 or 2000. You know what I mean? So kind of elaborate a little bit about how this works. If someone wanted to get started, what would be some advice that you would give somebody if they wanted to become a full-time content creator, let's say on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, and they were like, hey, I'm starting from zero, I'm starting from scratch. How do I go from 0 followers to like 1 million where you're at right now?
Okay. So a lot of it, especially nowadays, since smartphones are really good when it comes to actually making content,
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend you just actually try it out yourself. Don't go out and buy, you know, really expensive equipment, because when you do something like social media, you're doing it for the long haul. You're not doing it to go viral, you know, the next day and then you're going to be making money next month. So in order for you to make your initial investment back, if you spend, you know, a couple $1,000s on a really nice camera, there's nothing guaranteeing you that you're going to make that money back. You may not even end up liking making content because it's a lot of work. So really, like kind of like what I said with the TikTok, find a few creators that you want to make content just like them, model your channel after them, and just over time you will end up finding success, but you got to be patient.
So let me ask you a question because you're a young guy. So what did your parents say when you came home and you were like, hey, mom and dad, I got good news and bad news. Like I decided to quit my full-time job and I'm going to be this content creator. What did they say? Were they supportive or were they just like, you need to work like 2, 3 jobs. You need to get your butt in college. Like, what did they say? What was their reaction?
So a lot of my parents, my parents, they were a little confused a little bit with what I've been doing. Like they know that I've been bringing in a lot of income from it because even before I quit my job, you know, they knew about that I was actually making money with this, and I've explained it to them many times. Really, the only person that really hasn't completely caught on with it is my dad, because anytime I always go with my dad, he always tries to push something else where he'll be like, oh, yeah, that's good and all, but you should really be doing this or should really be doing that. But I mean, what can you do? I've already explained it so many times.
Right. Cool. We got a question in the chat from Jen's Closet Jim. She wants to know, do you prefer making TikTok or YouTube content?
Oh, TikTok content. It's so, well, not just necessarily TikTok content, but short form content, just because it's really so easy to make. I mean, if you look at the videos on TikTok, they're so low production value, and it's only 15 seconds, 60
Yeah.
seconds. That's not a lot of time, and if you can just keep that viewer engaged the entire time, it's a lot easier to keep someone's attention for 60 seconds rather than letting them sit down and watch a full 8-minute, 12-minute video. So
Yeah.
I like doing TikTok a lot more just because it's easier. But TikTok, I mean, YouTube is where the real money is when it comes to making videos online. But it's just a lot more work and a lot more things that you really have to end up learning.
Yeah. I think last time I saw TikTok, I thought it was just like, teenage girls doing like the break dance or something or some cat videos. Like, I didn't know that there was like real entrepreneurs making content on TikTok until recently, and YouTubers. I thought it was just people just, breaking down their dance moves for 15, 20 seconds or 30 seconds. I was just like, okay, what is this? Like, what is this about? But you're saying that if you want to create a following, it's a real thing, right?
Oh, yeah. It's probably a lot easier to build up a following on TikTok than it is YouTube right now. So
yeah, but the good thing is about on TikTok is that you could drop your links and say, hey, follow me on YouTube, and you can drop all your links and everything on your TikTok channel, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Now I got a few more questions for you. When you were like how long were you been a content creator before you got to the point where you're like, hey, I think I can quit my full-time job now and I'm making enough money from, let's say, my vending machine business and being a content creator where I can just put my 2 weeks notice in and pay all my bills being like a content creator and with your vending machine business? Like, at what point, because you said you've been doing this since you were 15, 16-year-old kid, as far as shooting YouTube videos and working on your vending machine route business. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Now, to actually getting to the point where I was actually making money, that didn't start coming in until August of last year. Because for the longest time, I've been really just trying to figure out what worked and what I enjoy doing. So my channel right now, it does say The Young Entrepreneur, but my channel has gone through multiple different rebranding phases. So I've done gaming videos, I've done skits, I've done all sorts of different things. You could probably name something random, and I've probably done it before. So all those videos currently are on private, but when I made the switch to actually making entrepreneurial content, that's when I tended to have a lot more success. And when I was actually starting to make money, that didn't come all the way down to August of last year. So
okay, cool. So you said you also have a second channel as well. You talk a little bit about that?
right. So with YouTube, because of the nature of my TikTok content, I'm going to kind of branch off to where I get to the second channel with the TikTok content. Because on TikTok, when I initially started my first TikTok account, I was really shooting for more entertainment type content. So a lot of my videos didn't really fit in the entrepreneur niche. So I was just making little videos with my vending machines and my claw machine, just little entertaining skit videos. And the original idea is that I wanted to spark someone's interest in vending by either me just doing silly little things with my machines, and then if they wanted to learn more, they would go over to my main YouTube channel and subscribe. The problem with that is that I was basically trying to convert an everyday person to becoming an entrepreneur, and that just simply didn't work. So my brand has now been separated into two different channels. So my main TikTok account is called The Young Entrepreneur Arcade, where I just post entertainment videos. And then I have a second TikTok account where it's called The Young Entrepreneur. And that's where I post business type videos, side hustles that you could start for under $10 or whatever the case may be. So,
all right, awesome. Go ahead, continue.
the whole idea that came to making multiple different YouTube channels is because YouTube has this new feature called YouTube Shorts. Because every single social media platform right now pretty much has their own version of TikTok, because TikTok is taking away so much viewership from these platforms. So I created a second channel called the Young Entrepreneur Arcade, where basically all I'm doing is I'm just reposting my TikTok videos on that channel.
Okay, cool. We had a few people in the chat. I wanted to say hey to Hyphen Gold is in the chat, and Jen's Closet Gems asked the question. She says, on average, how long does it take you to create a 15-second video from start to finish? Like, do you got to go back and do a lot of editing, or can you do it all in one take? Explain how that works for you.
A lot of the time it's all in one take, but with like TikTok and stuff, you can actually do a lot of very basic editing within the actual app. So roughly for about a 15-second video for my entertainment TikTok account, it can take me anywhere from maybe 10 minutes to create, edit, and everything. Now, as for my other TikTok account where I post more business stuff, those videos tend to take at least 30 minutes to 40 minutes because I actually have to do more research into that. Because, you know, like side hustles that you could start for $10 or whatever.
Right.
I can't necessarily just think about that at the top of my head and then just spit it out. I just want to make sure I cover my tracks and make sure, you know, everything's accurate.
Okay, cool. I wanted to say hey to Regina. She just stopped by. She says hello, everybody. And I wanted to say hey to Philly Picker and Callie Reseller Louise. If you have questions for our guests, drop it in the chat. So I kind of wanted to talk to you. So right now, being a young kid, a 20-year-old kid, how much money do you make on an average month with your vending machine business and being a content creator to the point where you don't even need to work a job anymore? I'm just curious.
So like I said, with making content, I make roughly about $2,500 a month. And then with vending, it's about an additional $400 a month. Currently, I'm debating on expanding my vending business or going into a different venture, because I put a pause on my vending business back in 2020 because of the pandemic. So that's initially where all my energy went, since I wasn't focusing on my vending business. I actually put all that energy into making content.
Okay.
And now that I'm making content, I'm debating if I should continue to expand my vending business or just keep it how it is.
Okay, so what are some of the projects that you have coming up for you maybe later this year or next year?
So right now on my channel, I'm actually about to start working on a 3-part video series where I turn $0 into $1,000 in a week. And then I have another little series that I'm testing out. It's going to be called The Money Pit, where basically every single month I invite on guests. So like right now I have a form going on my YouTube channel and people can apply. And all it is it's kind of like a Shark Tank kind of. So for anyone who needs either additional funding for their current business, or they would like a little bit of money to help start a business, they fill out a form and then they submit a video entry. And if they get selected, they have the opportunity to win $100 to go towards their business. And the way that it's structured is that it's probably going to be like 3 or 5 people that actually get picked to make it on the video. And then my viewers actually get to vote in a poll in the description on who is going to win the actual cash prize.
All right, awesome. So from your experience, since you've been an entrepreneur, what would be like maybe 2 or 3 tips that you can share with our audience? If someone was like, man, you know, let's say someone is working a dead-end job. I don't know, maybe they're a pizza delivery driver, or they're working fast food at McDonald's or something, or they're working at Walgreens, and they want to become a content creator, they want to become a full-time entrepreneur. What would be 2 or 3 tips that you would drop some knowledge on them from your experience to help them get to the point where they can make enough money where they could quit their job and be a full-time entrepreneur? Like, what would be maybe 2 or 3 tips that you would give them? Like, if I called you up and I was like, hey, you know, I hate working at Pizza Hut. I've been here for 2 years. You know, it's not a good job. I hate my boss. I'm in this 100-degree heat. I got to do something. What would you tell me if I called you up and asked you for your top 3 tips of advice of generating money on the side without having to have a boss or a supervisor, without having to work a full-time job? What would you say or recommend to this person?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be a cakewalk. Even when I was transitioning from, well, while I was becoming a full-time content creator and also working a regular job, it was a lot of days where as soon as I got home from work, I had to immediately start to focus on my side hustle, which was making content. Days where I would get home at like 6 o'clock, eat dinner, take a shower, and for the rest of the night, I would spend 3 to 4 hours either writing scripts or editing videos. So really be prepared to find the time to be able to do your hustle, because if you genuinely want to get out of that dead end job, you're going to have to find some time somewhere to be able to focus on actually building up something to be able to get you out of that 9 to 5.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us today. Tell everybody where they can find you at on YouTube and Instagram. I have your links down below for YouTube and Instagram, so they can come by and follow you and check you out.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for having me on, eBay Addicts. I really appreciate it. And for those of you guys who want to see me, I believe you said that you have my links down below, correct?
Yep. So if they want to follow you on YouTube and Instagram, I have your links down below. I'm a subscriber of your channel. I have been, I don't know, maybe 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year. I've been a subscriber of your channel. I like you always come up with new creative topics and creative ideas to kind of help entrepreneurs and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I have this vending machine at Walmart or something, or I have this claw machine, or you have these different ideas of making money. One of your ideas you posted recently was about what we do, buying items from the thrift store and reselling them on eBay. Have you done that lately or no?
No, I actually haven't. Not for a while, but I think that's what I'm gonna have to implement in my $0 to $1,000 in a week. I think I'm gonna involve some reselling on eBay.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be an awesome video, and maybe you can find another content creator to collab with, maybe as well, or you could just say, hey, I've started with $10, $5, $20, whatever. I hit up some thrift stores or yard sales. Here's some items that I found. This is what they're selling for on eBay, and this is how much profit I made in 30 days, 60 days, or whatever. I think it would be great content. So anyways, we appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me, man. So I'll have all your links down below. They can follow you at The Young Entrepreneur. Let me say hello to a few people in the chat. I wanted to say hello to Antiques from Karen. Janet, she says, prepare to work your butt off. She says, I love seeing kids do creative things like this instead of being glued to video games. I wanted to say hey to Angie is in the chat. Jen's Closet Gems. Regina. Topher was here, Hyphen Gold. Philly Picker, and Calorie Seller Louise. So anyways, like I said, I'm a subscriber of his channel. If you guys want to go by and check him out, his links are down below. And hopefully I'll have you on again sometime, maybe in 6 months or something. We'll check in on you and see how you're doing, right?
Sounds good. Sounds good, man.
All right, awesome. Thanks for coming on, guys. You guys have a great day. I will catch you guys tomorrow. I have a reseller niche. Mo is going to be on, and I think Leroy will be on tomorrow from Blood, Sweat, and Sell. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. See you then. You guys have a great day. Bye, everybody.